as I said, just starting there. So there we go. We can see, I'm trying to move my head. I got a mannequin in the way. We got a Chen there. So
That's a very strong hero right now. One of the ones that I feel like can kind of define the early game and the entire game, really. You say,
don't mind me. I'm just doing my little draft dance here of checking out the rest of the bench.
Thing. I'm like right
you ever
there.
drafted with a mannequin in your eye line? You ever done that before? I told you we do things differently.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, the thing though is like, you're saying, all right, they've lost a bunch. I mean, TFT have actually lost a decent amount too in the past couple times. But the big difference here is that both of them qualified for the minor. The team that compLexity had to beat was Team. The team that TFT had to beat was Lithium, who defeated Liquid.
Yes.
TFT has got this one.
They've definitely had stronger competition. I will totally agree with you. They also have a similarity in that they both bombed out of the major. They both did not qualify. They bombed out super early. So I think this has been like, they had a rough start to this season where they didn't really know what the meta was. They didn't really know like what exactly worked. And I think from there, both teams have been trying to basically expand and figure out what actually this patch is about. And you could see, at least I see more of a linear progression in compLexity mostly because they've been more experimental in that regard.
Well, I think that is a good point, just in terms of this current patch and the current meta. There has been a shift, even though the patch didn't look to be, too radical. It's definitely a different game at the moment, and I agree with Cap's assessment in the sense that they're trying to find, people are still looking to see what works consistently.
Totally.
TI.
Well, and I mean, you can see here in this draft too, the Wraith King coming in. That's another one of those heroes that was perennially picked, often with the Dark Willow.
You guys do different things here.
Wow.
Skeleton King. I can see it.
Oh my God.
What a great throwback.
Yeah. Well, oh dear.
Reddit will love that one. That is
I'm sure.
People love
Reddit will love it. Are there not going to be some lawyers that love that as well?
I
don't know.
Necrolite? Is that Necrolite too?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I miss you, Leoric. Very much so. Balling out of control. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of. Are you surprised by that? Because obviously I was following the patch notes and everything. He did kind of get nerfed into oblivion, didn't he? Right after the TI.
He definitely isn't nearly as strong as he was as sort of an offlane hero. I actually feel like his presence is maybe a little bit better as a safe lane carry now, but we'll see. I do think that they've got this opening where Wraith King is a relatively okay laning phase carry, but they've got this really strong laning phase support in Chen. One of the most natural reactions to Chen is you get a support that deals with the creeps. Classically, it's been like Witch Doctor or Crystal Maiden because of Frostbite, so they get the CM. And Necrophos has always dealt pretty well with it as well, just because it's very hard to gank a Necrophos with slow damage that Chen provides, right? Gives them a lot of opportunity. There's no obvious like quick stun into a big amount of burst damage. You need that to kill a Necrophos, otherwise go Shroud and heal. So
I mean, the exception to that would be if you pick up some Mud Golems and suddenly you start hurling boulders at people. That's when things get really untenable. But I like the combination of the Chen Wraith King too, because it's so much push early on. You get all those skeletons moving, you bring the rotation in with all the creeps. And right now, well, yes, you're not going to be able to gank the Necrophos that much. I don't know if they're going to have enough wave clear. And there they go, the axe comes out. So that's one of the nice ways to potentially deal with that aggression coming in. You just cut that creep wave, and then it's not going to be as much pressure.
Just as an aside, nothing to do with the draft, I discovered Manly Axe Picker as well recently. Like, what an absolute, what an absolute legend that guy is. Love to meet him.
Yeah, I think there's certain heroes that you really just want to role play. When you're getting into it, Axe is one of them. Axe is Axe. You want to get in there, and I think that this support Axe trend that we've been seeing, I was very skeptical of it when Jackie was first playing, and I felt like it was a hero that required its Blink Dagger timing. I thought the hard 5 position was just very hit or miss. You either have a super successful laning phase and you do get Blink Dagger as a result, or you just fall behind and you get a 25-minute blink and you're not very helpful. But watching Puppy play the Axe made me realize just how quickly you are still able to go for jungle farm. You just need to be able to have the lineup that creates the space for you as a hard 5 position to take a 5-minute timeout to farm your Blink Dagger.
Oh, and here's the answer to Necrophos, by the way. This is one of the best heroes, I feel like, in the game. You can deal with Reaper's Scythe. You're not going to be able to escape if you lay down that Purge on top of him. That's a problem that they're going to need to address in this game. And, I think that it's kind of interesting because you talk about that Axe being that sort of greedier position. in these type of games in particular, best of ones where, you know, a lot can go out of the window very quickly, you want to have that safety blanket, which is like, all right, we have this hero that's going to scale so much better out of the support position. And I think that that's a big win.
Ooh.
There's the PA.
There you go. So you were talking about this. I mean, PA definitely, as you said, it's one of those, I think, kind of up in the air discussions right now about whether or not it can be viable at this level. What do you think?
It's a fast hero that takes over like that 20-minute timing. Its BKB timing is really important as well. It seems like the thing is the difference. Every single time I've seen compLexity pick up this PA, they've already known 2 cores. I don't think Wraith King is particularly a hero that incentivizes a PA pick so much because it's basically an anti-burst hero, right? It's why they picked it against the Necrophos, because it's a hero that doesn't care about Reaper Scythe. So in the same similar guard, you don't really care so much if a PA jumps you and kills you quickly. You've got a second life. So normally it's like they've seen Ember Spirit or something. They see a hero that they can really bully. So this is, I feel like maybe this is them actually upgrading the PA in their draft a little bit higher. They value it more because
play with what you're comfortable with too, though. That's the other thing. They have an 85% win rate with this PA over a bunch of games that they've been playing in the qualifiers. If you're coming into this,
that's what's in your notebook, is it? Win rates.
I gotta find something to talk about, right?
Right,
you know?
Okay. No, I like you did your homework. That's good. Appreciate it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's the type of hero, though, that it can be game deciding as well, sort of in a similar way to the Chen, where you play a particular way around this hero. So I really like that. I think that, you know, you come in, you play what you're comfortable with, and just leave it all on the table.
It does look like with the Batrider pickup, we're going to be seeing more of a Wraith King 1 position, which I feel like you do need to give him a bit more of a dedicated farm. And the Batrider is also super good versus the Necrophos. Just you want heroes to be able to threaten the Necrophos easily, especially if you could do so in the laning phase. The problem is Necrophos is usually such a lane dominator because of the natural regen factor that he has, especially when you have a Crystal Maiden that just allows you to spam even more. So, but Batrider is just one of those heroes that has a permanent threat against you because Ghost Shroud won't actually protect you in the Tinker.
And look at this disgusting pick. The freaking Tinker comes out with a Batrider. Somebody's just gone right at the start of this one.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, the amount of pick that they've got, and, you know, you kind of got to fear for that CM a little bit, I think, as well. Going to be just so easy to feed upon.
I was telling you about this, right?
Yeah.
Final Tribe's already going at it. So we had Adfinum, of course, notoriously in the Boston Major, had their very 300 style of right? And Final Tribe has their own chant that they get going on, and I love it. I love to see that kind of team camaraderie going on.
The question I got to ask you is, do they believe it when they're doing it, though, right? You know what I mean? I see so many esports people who try and like Hulk up, and it's like it ain't working, guys. Like you got to move on to something else.
Hulk up, sit down on the computer.
But I mean, have you seen Hanskin and Nox?
That's true.
They are actually hulked up already,
yeah,
so they got that sort of self-confidence, you know. So
well, look. So let's get our general thoughts about kind of who came out on top in the draft.
I'm feeling Tinker. I think that they've got that
that's
answer.
a big pick here?
I think it's pretty big, and I didn't see a great way to deal with it.
I would love to disagree with you. I just don't know what the last pick was.
Oh, you didn't see that?
I couldn't see it.
Oh, okay. Well, I promise we will move our mannequin friend at some point. Well, look, why don't we theorize?
I mean, it's just in general that lineup doesn't have a whole lot of catch to be able to get the Tinker. So whatever last pick that was, it had to be something that single-handedly. Yeah, it's probably like a Storm Seer would have been a really good answer. I'm not sure what else really would have fit into their lineup. So. It's pretty much like a one hero answer to Tinker. I don't think they have a whole lot else. But at the same time, this is a lineup that is wholly dependent on Tinker, right? This Wraith King Batrider, they're not going to be able to win the games by themselves. It's very much sort of a 4-protect-1 where they are activating the Tinker to be able to get in with these kills and just getting like free rocket kills early. It's like how you use an Invoker to give him free Sunstrike kills, right?
But I see the other thing that I see, though, is that the early pressure from the Chen and Wraith King, Tinker's just there to clean up the mess on the side lanes, and then they just barrel down, take down racks. So that's why I really like it, too. So, yeah, you know, they don't have the greatest answers. I kind of like that draft a lot.
Yeah, that seems like the answer of being able to have like super aggressive Wraith King, Batrider, low cooldown, always want to fight heroes is to be able to have one core that cleans up creep waves really well and can shove them out. So you're not sitting in the jungle going, I would love to gank, but I have to deal with the fact that my tower is being hit right now.
And give me some thoughts on the PA pick, because it was something you highlighted going into the draft about, you know, whether or not it could be something that was going to have a big impact.
You know, I just didn't really see the fact that PA was going to be value when they picked it because there was only a Wraith King core so far. So I am not as confident as if this would have been like a like 2 cores had already been revealed, like last or second to last pick PA sort of situation, where they already knew at least one of the matchups.
I said I liked the PA because it fits their style, but at the same time, I really don't believe in that hero. So like, I like it because they did it. That's something that they like, but I think that hero is pretty terrible.
All right, well, I've just been told we are ready to get into the action, so enough from us. I'm going to throw you over to our commentators, Moxie and Breaky CPK, for the first game here at WSOE.
Our strongest assets. Now we have a Necrophos, another, and like you said.
It took them a little bit of time, but they had some time to use. They ended up going with the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I'm very interested when they picked up that team. First of all, I hate Tinker. These are 2 of the heroes I really dislike.
Welcome to the club.
We got a Tinker, we got a Necrophos. Not a big fan of these, but you know, it was interesting because we were talking a little bit how it's really hard to find a counter to that Tinker right now. A lot of the heroes are very much nerfed, so this Limp Ember is going to be pretty interesting to watch here.
That, I'm also curious. I know he's been doing this a bit lately, but Axe in the hands of Eternal Envy, this whole position 5 support Axe. Personally, I haven't got the chance to see it much, but again, I know they have been running it as of late. So curious to see how it works here. I love the Shadow Demon pick, though, from TFT. You know, you and I reaction were kind of similar in that. That's like, it was a little bit of a shock, but at the same time, when you kind of break it down, specifically against Necrophos, that Purge is so good. Prevents him from using the Ghost Shroud, essentially.
Absolutely. It's not a hero that we've seen a lot of lately, but has been getting in popularity just because we do have a Necrophos pickup here. It's going to be Snay on that, too, so
yeah.
Be interested to see how he does. And we've been seeing a lot of Jo here, too, right? Doing this Phantom Assassin, so...
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
Jail's kind of their carry for, he's been their carry for complexity, although that wasn't the intention going into this season, of course, but due to Savisha issues with their initial carry, Jail's been looking very good with them. He is on the Phantom Assassin, as you mentioned. This game, it's kind of a give and take. He needs a BKB, simply put, as bottom lane Batrider is going to be harassed right off the bat with the level 1 Battle Hunger, but he needs a BKB. You're going up against the Tinker, that laser, the March, and everything. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for it as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the nice things about PA, right, is that they're able to have a pretty decent amount of damage without a lot of items right away. But it's very, very important that, you know, this PA is going to be able to run around, hit whatever they need without running into any just lockdown or trouble, or else they're very, very much in trouble.
Yeah, the other thing, too, we're kind of going over with that Shadow Demon pick, and the Ember Spirit, it makes sense for the final pick on the side of complexity. In a lot of ways, however, again, that Flame Guard can be purged off as well from Shadow Demon, so the Shadow Demon value this game is going to be really strong. And if he can manage to farm an Ags on top of that, would be something, but of course, that would be down the line. Bottom lane, Eternal Envy will be fine, but taking clearly a lot of pressure.
Yeah, this is going to be kind of our lane where I think they duke it out, because you've got that Battle Hunger constantly coming out over on Jonas, and then you've got, you know, a lot of harass coming out with all the sticky.
Yeah, you see he's having to eat through those tangos. He does currently have 5 on him, but essentially this double range, as you mentioned, the Sticky Napalm now being level 2. Batrider hasn't actually leveled up Firefly yet, but I assume that's going to be coming, you know, just waiting just in case. Maybe if that Flame Break will come into play.
Absolutely, yeah. And they do have, you know, they picked up their sticks, so they're charging up here. They're going to be able to get a little bit more regen besides, you know, obviously Envy having all of those tangos. But definitely an annoying lane to play against. I just hate dealing with all that sticky napalm.
Yeah, but this Battle Hunger is working now. He has a counter helix running at Jonas and Fan. There comes the banish, though.
There's the save.
However, is he going to get spun on himself? It looks like a little bit of Phantom Assassin jumping in, though, going for that first blood. Jonas just living life on the edge, though. This bottom lane, it just doesn't stop, man.
I know, I thought that we were going to see that first blood, but he's backed off. He did grab the Firefly, like you said, finally. So, I mean, I think if Jo wanted to get a little greedy, could have maybe tried to go in for that, but I think that would have been very, very risky.
How's the top lane going? Chen's wrapping around. This is potentially the first blood now. Z-Freak, I don't think you're living through this one, buddy. That's first blood in the hands of Houndskin.
Are they going to get more, though, here? Snay trying to run himself away. They've got that Hellbear Smasher running after him, looking for that clap. We'll back him off. Houndskin sitting very low himself.
Yeah, that was a close call on him, too. But, again, getting that initial kill, that's yet another thing from the draft to kind of evaluate as we are into the game now, 3 minutes here. They gave them Chen. I mean, this is a hero that a lot of teams, you do not want to give them that first pick Chen as snaking top lane. He's fine, but, again, more pressure. But, yeah, Hanskin is a very comfortable Chen player. And so I avoid, especially in these best of ones, it seems maybe a little ambitious to be giving him that hero.
Yeah, I mean, they did first pick it, though, too. They wanted to make sure that they could pick it up. And they put a lot of pressure on these lanes, right? Because you've got a lot of summons. You've got this Chen who's going to be able to grab some creeps. And, of course, you've got, you know, Wraith King. He's going to have the Skellyman. But, yeah, it looks like bottom. Oh, Jonas. Battle Hunger comes in at the last second, takes him down.
That was a close call to getting away. We're having a lot of that this game. But yeah, that Battle Hunger, we're seeing this position 5 axe definitely do work, especially in the laning phase. Again, against the sticky napalm, but that regen has clearly worked out for him big time. The tangos, he has queued up the ring of regen for the eventual tranquil boots, of course. Doesn't have it yet, but he's managing to work with this regen and doing it very well at the bottom lane.
Yeah, definitely paying off for him here. It's interesting, too, because you don't normally see that position 5 axe. That's been something that Envy's been doing recently, but still having a decent amount of impact that's coming through.
How about middle lane matchup? Haven't mentioned that yet too much. Ember Spirit versus the Tinker. Right now, Ember 23-3. You have Tinker 19-3. So Limp, he's managing very well in this early part.
Envy's playing around with Era down here. He's doing a little bit of flirting, getting a couple nice helix, but he's got 3 stacks of sticky. That's 4 stacks coming out. 4 now. Can he get himself away? No.
I love the numbers over the head right there between sticky napalm and the poison from Shadow Demon. You have these 2 different numbers on top. I mean, you basically know you're dead at that point.
Yeah, you can run, but you can't hide from that at that point. No way, no way.
So this is the thing with the Crystal Maiden pick. We're seeing it come into play at the top lane. Obviously, she's good against Chen for this reason. So we saw the immediate response with the Crystal Maiden. So to kind of answer our own question in some ways with the whole Chen first pick, clearly complexity feels confident they can deal with it with such a hero. But, you know, can only use it so often on said Chen creep, and ideally Hanskin isn't going to be overall too bothered by it throughout the game, but we'll see.
Yeah, it seems like Limp's having a little bit of difficulty here in the middle lane. Chessie's been bullying him quite a bit. That's the fun of a Tinker, right? Just keep constantly lasering, throw out a little bit of those heat-seeking missiles.
Bottom.
What are we looking at down here? Envy trying to run himself away again. They've got a couple stacks of sticky, but we'll just turn their attention now over onto Jayu. Looks like he's going to be just fine here, Breaky.
Yeah, at the top lane, you also saw, again, the harassment continuing. But back to the bottom lane, as you see now, that Poison's going to miss. Only the 1 stack of the sticky napalm currently, but he's running back, and somebody's dying here. Who will it be? Nice disruption coming out. Going to save Batrider for the time being, but Jonas and Fan still not out of the woods just yet, quite literally. The poison stack's adding up. Jonas somehow still alive, using the stick charge in between. Jail in pursuit as well. Dagger maybe? No. It's not going to be enough, and so Batrider gets away, and now they're looking to turn possibly onto Axe. The poison is not enough damage, so it gets another stack. It's just not enough to reach in. He doesn't even have a tango he's eating right now. He's just kind of keeping them nearby, tempting fate. How is nobody dead here, Moxie?
I don't know. They're not. They're still looking at him over here. Look at this. They're trying to get that shadow poison on. He had like 40, 30 hit points towards the end of that. And he's alive and kicking still somehow.
Pop a shrine?
I don't know. He's gonna wait for that. He'll do it. He'll be greedy. He'll take it for himself.
Yeah, your support popping the shrine for that 5-minute shrine especially. It's a little, it's not what you want to be doing, but you can understand where Eternal Envy's coming from there.
I mean, I think he deserved it, Breaky, right? He was a survivor, as Destiny Chat would say.
He has done a lot of work at that bottom lane, to say the least. And now, how is that translating? Phantom Assassin's 25-6 is doing better than the Batrider. So I guess in that sense, complexity across the board, their cores are all 3 doing decent here.
Yeah, they're looking pretty strong. Am I turning you into a believer now, Breaky, huh?
No.
No?
There's still a lot of game left. It's a Tinker after all on the other side.
We're looking strong right now.
I like the Shadow Demon pick once again. Hey, this is the early game, Moxie. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
All right.
No bias casting here, by the way. Frost is in the jungle, meanwhile farming. They're going to pop a shrine together. See, that's the team shrine. That's why TFT is looking good still.
The team that shrines together stays together?
Yeah. Frost, again, a fun player to watch. I talked about the history that he has, and I know that he's been playing this hero a little bit lately. Now, when it comes to CS this game, 20-2, not doing so well. What do you think we're going to be seeing out of the Wraith King early on? Did he get that blink as soon as possible, or what?
I don't know. I mean, it really depends on what they want to do with this particular lineup. They really need him for that physical damage, for sure. I don't think we're going to see, I don't know. I'm not sure if we'll see that Blink Dagger as that first item, or if they're going to try to go for something a little bit more damage, possibly.
Yeah.
They do. What's going on over here?
Well, they got that kind of late game, right, secured in a sense of Tinker, so I almost wonder, I'm leaning towards maybe seeing that Blink as a result, if anything, where Wraith King going to be more aggressive earlier on, looking to make some plays. I still could see a Radiance after the fact, especially knowing Frost, but something tells me a Blink Dagger potentially will be coming out sooner than later here.
I guess that makes sense, right? Because when you consider how an early kind of game they've got going on, especially when you pick up a Chen, you really want to be active early on. So that would, would not be surprised about that. Ember got to run himself away here, though. Absolutely okay, but do have some action going on here in the bottom lane. Jayo looks like he's going to have to blink himself away to one of those range creeps. And comes Envy, wants to protect his lady here.
They're doing a good job of that, this landing phase.
They're still going. Look, Z-Freak, he's hungry. He's going to come back here, get the frostbite. Oh, look at that call coming through, Breaky. They're trying to grab him the blink forward. He's trying to get away, but you know what? You cannot run from this Phantom Assassin.
Crystal Maiden especially coming in, too, for the assistance with the slow. And now Eternal Envy, but I feel like I've seen this before. You kind of think maybe he's in trouble, and then not really.
Oh, man, did you see in mid, Chessie almost got taken down. It was a very close shave between Chessie and Limp there.
Back at the bottom, though, they just dive on a Shadow Demon, and they successfully get that kill. So top lane, Frost, he is getting low. I'm guessing he does have Reincarnate, it looks like. Worst case. So this is what the draft, the analysis was talking about on the panel there too, and like where Necrophos against Wraith King, not the greatest. You don't want to Reaper sides pre-reincarnate, so we're seeing that come into play right there. It's back, nice combo, and the net on the Eternal Envy. He'll end up falling limp though with the Remnants back, and they want Jonas to defend dead. They lose the Necrophos. He got the Scythe off before though, until at least Snake King getting the better of him there, but a 2-for-1 in favor of the Funnel Tribe.
Oh man, that was intense. That was definitely intense during that. My goodness gracious.
Hanskin does have the bots though. Not Hanskin. I see Hanskin in the bottom left there. Chessie does have the bots on Tinker. That would be quite the fast bots on a Chen.
That, I mean, you did say he was a legend at it, right?
He is pretty good with his hero, but that's a mix of, I guess that would be, not that good / are you really looking to get bots early on?
Right.
Anyways, it is on Tinker, so of course the progression starting there for Chessie.
For sure. Do you have Limp here in the top lane? He looks like he was going to try to go for a poke here. Finds himself an arrow, immediately banished up. Some Shadow Poison coming out. He's just going to zip himself out.
Yeah, we mentioned that Shadow Poison again, but on top of the Purge as well. Not only good against the Ghost Shroud, good against the Flame Guard as well from Ember Spirit, which is maxed out currently. So Limp, not as comfortable perhaps as the usual game as, that's a kill.
That's a melted Crystal Maiden, my goodness.
Yeah. Bottom lane.
That's what feels bad, man, right? Whenever you're playing, that's one of my worst, not fears, but one of the worst feelings when you're playing Crystal Maiden, you got a Tinker coming in, you see him TPing in Breaky, and you know that you're not making it out alive. You can hear that Jaws music coming in, right?
Yeah, we all know what we're talking about. Maybe, there's some youngins out there, so maybe not so much. But Bat Rider, speaking of Blink Dagger, of course, Jonas is a fan working towards that. We see the drum sometimes being wrapped around on here, but if I say that, you almost expect like a blink on Axe the way he's running in, but no, he's just got battle hunger, baby. He's just gonna run at you.
If he's hungry, man, you're gonna try to drag him out here. Oh. In comes Limp. He's look at these TP responses. They want to protect this Bat Rider, and immediately gonna have to just run away here with that Ember Spear with Frost coming right back up here.
That's worth it for complexity though. They got 2 rotations out of it, so no kill, but I think you could easily make that argument. And as I switch over to the net with myself and you look on your screen, Tinker's leading the way, but I go back to the 3 cores of complexity, this tri-core lineup, all doing very good. So complexity going to be looking for that timing here in the near future. You look at the progress of Necrophos, he's got the Hood of Defiance at least, the eventual pipe. He is going for that after a 4-staff, and especially against a Tinker, you want that. So in the next, I would say about 10-15 minutes is where complexity is going to really peak. That's the idea, at least.
That is, I mean, the idea versus execution sometimes, you're never sure, but lots of movement coming around here for this tower. There's going to be the jump forward coming through from the PH. She's got her eyes over here onto the Chen. Double go back in the back. They've actually got that Scythe coming out, but it buys him a little bit more time. He's actually still at Hanskin trying to run himself away. Will get slain by Snake King right over here, and they still got March coming out left and right here. Chessie throwing out those heat-seeking missiles. He's going to be able to just TP himself back. Yeah, that March, that's just one of those abilities that's so hard to fight into, of course. I know that's an obvious statement, but you see another example right there with complexity. They wanted to take more, but with that March being spammed out, you can only do so much, especially in this earlier game, before things like the BKB, the pipe, etc. have showing up. So Hanskin, he played that somewhat well, despite dying. He had the Centaur, did the stomp in the back lines on Crystal Maiden. Helped his teammates get out, I suppose, but definitely a solid kill for complexity. I mean, sometimes you just need someone to be the sacrificial lamb, right? Exactly. We've seen that several times this game already. I mean, that's sign of a good support in my opinion. Ooh, Call just misses top lane. Eternal Envy thought he had it on a Chessie. Is he dead in return? It doesn't look like it, at least. Bottom. Has a Firefly active, I guess, just for farming purposes. Just for funsies.
That too. You gotta have fun, Moxie.
I
It's
know,
a game
that's all
after
about, you know, I get a lot of flack at that because I like playing this game. I play it for fun. Winning is nice
Yeah,
too.
we don't play for a $100,000 prize.
That's true. I mean, it's a little bit less stressful,
Yeah,
right?
just
when
a
we
little
play.
bit.
Oh, look at this pincer-ing moment. Nice. Destroy coming up from limp, but there's a lot of people down here. He's gonna have to immediately go zip himself back into the trees. They still have eyes on him. Breaky though. He can't get away. There's Hellbear coming in, and comes Era. They're just gonna chase him down, and Jesse is dominating.
You see that Purge, even without necessarily, I don't even know if Purge got the flame guard or not, but either way, the slow, without the remnants to use, he was still waiting for another cooldown of it. He just could not get away on top of that. So yeah, very good pursuit, obviously, from TFT. And now top lane, they're looking to defend. The March comes out, snaking, Hood of Defiance. He can tank it. He wants a tower kill, but I don't think he can wait around too long because, yeah, his life will start going down. He has supports coming in, but maybe they'll get the tower kill eventually. But bottom lane, TFT's already pushing. By the way, Frost, he is going an armlet. So he wants, it's still kind of that similar idea, right? Where you want that earlier item. He's not going straight Radiance, I guess, is the way to look at it. Not being too greedy in that sense.
No, I like this. I like this that, you know, he's obviously going to go for that armlet here. And we do want to fight early, especially you look over. Again, we've got this Chen. Chen is very, very strong in that early game. It's pretty good in mid game as well. Kind of falls off a little bit towards the later portion of this. And, you know, this pressure early is really nice. My game's lagging a little bit. I don't know if, how is yours?
Well, that's a pause screen.
No. Well, thanks, Breaky.
I hear, you know, I had a little bit of issues myself. But it looked like
friendship with Breaky over.
I mean, you set yourself up for that one. Okay, I had to take a shot right there. We're still friends, though, right? I mean, hey, fist bump here, please. An awkward fist bump.
Awkward fist bump.
It looks like, though, on stream that their game is still overall good. So as long as that's the case.
As long as it plays, yeah, we do have
we are in a pause, though. Obviously, that's why we're showing these handsome gentlemen over here.
I know, look at them, a bunch of cuties.
That's what Cap was saying, man. Again, I've known these guys for a while. Frost specifically, I was talking with him earlier. I almost kind of forgot, but he made a point of, you know, just having casual conversation that, because I saw him working out this morning. He made a tweet about it, and, you know, he says he works out every morning now. He's lost a lot of weight since, you know, about like 3 years ago when he was really competing in the Heroes of Newark days. You know, he's a much bigger guy, but he's got this routine now, working out every day, and I'm just a jealous man, I gotta say.
I'm impressed. That takes a lot of discipline, right? You gotta wake up early. I think Lauren was actually saying this morning, she like went out for a jog at like 4:30 a.m.
Jogging in Vegas.
She went for a jog in Vegas. Fun. Girl is like actually sick too, God bless. And I was just like, man, that would just sap me. Like the idea, you know, some people get reinvigorated and some people just get totally drained. That's me in that crowd. I like, you know, my pastries and watching Lord of the Rings in bed.
At least you got music pumping outside, you know, all along the streets, along the strip here.
Some 80s music, lots of 80s music.
Vegas is something. All right, we are back into the game now, as we can see, about 14 and a half minutes in. Very close in terms of net worth, but you do still have that Tinker factor you really have to keep in mind. Chessie, the progress is there. He's got a Blink, he's got the Soul Ring, he's got the Boots of Travel. This is that holy trinity of early items, I like to call it, where this is Tinker especially now taking off. And also, where does he go next, right? Because this is where we start to see, you know, things like the Kaya, the Aether Lens, even a straight Ags if he finds it necessary. Always curious to see what the Tinker players decide to go.
Yeah, lots of options on the board for sure on that.
I think Aether Lens is like a safe bet, but I mean, we did mention Ags is really good though. I mean, PA, she is going Battle Fury first, so the whole BKB option isn't necessarily going to be there right away. So maybe getting an Ags after the Aether Lens would probably be my guess. But.
Yeah, I do like the Ags idea. The sooner that you can get that online, the better, right? Because the other thing which is nice about a Tinker with the Ags is the fact that even if you do get that BKB fairly early, you're going to start burning down those charges. And you know, you got to get an objective off of it every time that you're burning one of those. So if you can start doing them early and they get nothing off of it, it actually really pays off for you.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, the Battle Fury choice from Phantom Assassin, not that that's like that radical, but the progress is being made, and you see or Jo in this case, and once again, they technically a stand-in for compLexity, although the way I see it this season, he's kind of just been there.
He's like the honorary brother kind of thing, right? He's adopted in, you know. He fits well. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
It's making it work.
He is a fun guy there. Armlet, I assume, is finished on Wraith King, as I'm looking over myself. It is, and Blink Dagger is queued up next. So again, that idea of Frost keeping to it. Wants to keep the pace up, especially now with Tinker having some more success. Necrophos is the top farm on the Radiant side, and we do see the Forest Staff and that eventual pipe, which is no doubt going to be a valuable item for compLexity.
Oh, absolutely.
Big fight.
Oh, but the fight comes out. The drag comes out with the lasso. They've got their hands over here onto Eternal. I mean, they'll take down the PA. And Z-Freak actually going to get denied here by the neutral, but they've still got their eyes over onto Snakey. Snakey cannot get away fast enough. Final Tribe coming out fast and furious. Just finding that opening.
You know, I don't know if that was a debut of it, but something tells me it was. The debut of the Blink Dagger that is on Batrider. And that's, of course, one of those items with a hero like Batrider that you find the opening, you get the initial kill, and it kind of snowballed from there clearly in that fight as we eventually saw. So apparently, again, another tech issue here, another pause, but get right back into it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream, right? You get yourself a new, shiny new Blink Dagger. You get yourself, not only do you get one kill, but you help your team take down almost the entire enemy team, except for that Ember Spirit, obviously, who snuck his way out and is doing, you know, Ember Spirit things over here in that mid lane because he realizes he can't go in on the rest of this. But this is another tower down here. The Radiant jungle now is going to be completely cut off.
It's not a ridiculous lead yet against only 1,000 net worth lead still, as it looks like he has reconnected and hopefully an unpause soon. But I'm also looking at now what that Blink Dagger picked up on Batrider on the other side. Again, this is a position 5 axe. This is the one downside, I guess you could say, of as fun as it is, and it's worked out in the past somewhat for complexity. Getting a Blink Dagger on this hero as a position 5, it's way down the line. And noticing it here, it's the same thing. He's only got 200 gold saved up towards an eventual Blink Dagger. And without that, they really don't have the greatest initiation, right? I mean, Ember Spirit can kind of go in himself, but you don't really want that necessarily. So they really need that Blink, frankly.
It's just a matter of trying to find that farm, and especially now with the jungle being cut off with those 2 towers, it makes it a little bit more dangerous unless you've got very good vision and you know where people are. Now, hats off, though, coming out here for Limp because they're trying real hard to lock him down, and they're finding it's pretty difficult. Of course, it does help when, you know, you've already used that lasso in the previous fight. But no, like you're saying, they need some form of initiation that's a little bit more reliable because you don't want PA jumping in the middle of everyone, at least not yet until she can get, you know, some, you know, BKB or like another item. And of course, you know, Ember Spirit zips around, but
speaking of that, he has the Maelstrom coming along. So Ember Spirit is doing decent farm once again, and that, of course, will rapidly increase the idea of Limp's farm and what he has going. I guess the pipe is what we're really looking at for complexity in terms of maybe that momentum maker for this team. Because we've seen the pace speed set now by TFT, 10-5 hero kill lead, 2,000 net worth. They're pushing it in another tower at the top lane, as we see complexity kind of moving around. But the pipe is just about finished, needs 800 gold total for the recipe. Doesn't have it yet, so if they break out into a fight without that pipe finish, I'm honestly fearing a little bit more for complexity, but they're smoking the wrong way for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, they're scouting ahead. They're going to try to take this bottom tier 1. They've got their own sort of attack going on over here, coming out from Final Tribe, standing up on the high ground, just kind of trading these tier 1 towers for the most part. Look at all those skelly men. Oh, my goodness.
It's a lot there in the middle lane. You know, see that on your screen right now, but yeah, it's got those skeletons pushing that middle tower. Easy tower kill as a result. Obviously, complexity trying to respond with the bottom tier 1 themselves, which they should be able to get. And a little bit of jungling even coming out from complexity on the dire side, but more objectives from TFT. This is going to be their 4th tower kill compared to complexity only having 2 now themselves. So naturally, you see that 3,000 net worth lead, and now you also see Frost. He's jumped up to 2nd place in net worth, just behind his Tinker teammate.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, when you look at the push that's coming out from this team, though, it makes sense that they're just going to be devouring these towers rapidly.
Bottom lane, they're going in by them. I mean, Lamp Buddy went into the march, though. He's going to bait him out, though. Snake King comes in to finish the job with the Reaper Scythe. Well played by Limp, getting line of sight right there, getting out of vision, not allowing Tinker to do him in, and eventually setting up the Reaper Scythe. He's out for 70+ seconds as a result.
Yeah, what a bro coming in there, too. Snake King just walks over, gives him a little heal, a little hug and kiss, tells him it's going to be all right, and he makes it out. Oh, my goodness. Middle lane, though, looks like we've got some problems here. Jayo going to have to blink himself out. There's a blink 4, though, coming out from Frost. He's not ready to give up on Jayo. He's going to chase him down, and that's a killing spree.
That was an extra long auto attack. That was like a Monkey King status auto attack. I'm not going to lie. That sword's freaking big, and it's represented right there. But, yeah, such a close call to get away on Phantom Assassin. Obviously, it sucks that he dies right there, but still, I think overall complexity in the big scheme of things kind of coming out on top, considering that big kill initially onto Tinker. But you're still working on that Battle Fury on Phantom Assassin. She needs the most expensive opponent in the Demon Edge, only about 500 gold currently saved up. So definitely still a bit of a time here needed to be had for complexity before they're going to really be scary looking. And on the other side, Wraith King, Echo Saber is now queued up. He had a Blade Mail queued up earlier, but changing his mind apparently.
Well, I mean, that's the nice thing about DotA, right? You're not locked into any sort of items. You can really just pick and choose what you want here. There's complexity kind of being these, like, the kings of close shaves lately, right? Because we just saw, you know, Jo almost getting taken down, and then in the bottom lane, Limp almost murdered as well. But yeah, Snay, he's got that pipe fixed up here now, and he's going for his own blade mail. So it's going to be pretty difficult to take down this disgusting green hero.
But Moxie, how's the Axe Blink Dagger coming?
It's coming.
It's 1,000 gold saved up, as I'm looking here, so.
You know, penny saves, penny earned. He's working on it. He's even, you know, still got those wards on him. He's got the smoke, you know. He's living that support life. He's living the dream. He's, you know, putting some gold into his Roth IRA for someday getting that Blink Dagger.
What are these terms you're using, Moxie? No, but I assume, now Z-Freak, this isn't typical Z-Freak, but yeah, you make a good point there as far as he's still kind of buying the smoke of the wards. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to see that, because you would think that Crystal Maiden, especially now having drums finished, maybe she should be the one stepping up, picking up some ward. And she does have a ward or sentry ward currently in her inventory, to be fair, but again, I can't stress enough how important that Blink Dagger is on Axe, clearly for this team. So, but we have a potential Roshan now. It's going to be happening. With the Chen army, this should go pretty quickly.
For sure, for sure. They've got their eyes now. I'm guessing they're going to go moving on towards that middle tower and go up to the high ground with this. But they are splitting, coming out from the side of complexity. You know, not going to make it over to that pit just in time, but they should be able to take at least this tier 2. So.
I think they give the Aegis too. Okay, I was going to say they're going to give the chest. I was wondering about. I mean, Wraith Kings obviously would be a curious one, but potentially. Oh, Lasso. Who did they catch? That's Crystal Maiden free kill.
Bye bye, Z-Freak. Melted.
30 seconds, literally. I like it. I like what you did there. They bottom push the tier 2 tower, but TFT, they're going to keep going as they're going to counter ward, and looks like they're going for a tier 2 themselves. So complexity trying to distract. I don't know how well this is going to work though.
It's going to be hard to deal with a Tinker who's just spamming stuff at you. They're trying to go into that high ground right now. I think they really kind of have to wait, right?
Yeah, that march. Good luck, exactly.
I think maybe they're just poking and prodding, trying to like just distract a little bit, put a little damage on that tower because, you know, it's looking a little difficult right now. I don't think they can defend this T2. They got to hold the high ground, especially because, like we said, Envy, you know, he's working on that blink, but he doesn't have it yet, baby.
In a lot of ways, you're running with a glorified melee creep on the side of the Radiant. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Phantom Assassin without a Battle Fury, let alone a BKB, she really can't do the most right now, than throw out the occasional Spectral Dagger, of course, but I can understand where complexity is coming from in that sense, right? As they got this tri-core that's kind of working in a sense, but at the same time, PA being the important one really isn't necessarily been able to find that farm. She almost has a Battle Fury. I know we've been saying that a lot, but 400 gold away as I look at that. But that's just the beginning, right, of the progression to be made here.
She's working, like I said. It just feels like complexity kind of on the back foot right now. It feels like, you know, the side of Final Tribe just a bit stronger, especially with that Aegis and all the push coming out too, so.
Looking at with levels.
It's spooky stuff going on right here. Uh-oh, Envy gets that taunt top, but there's just so many Skelly men.
The scary, spooky Skelly man. We
got
Halloween even coming up, of course, so how appropriate right there. But.
Yeah.
No, easy kill. That's more delay on the Blink Dagger. And again, go back to just stressing it, I guess. But look at this March spam. By the way, Jesse's just spamming that March everywhere.
Disgusting. How do you even go in there? How do you even go in there? Snake King's feeling real brave right now.
I guess that's one way to do it, Moxie. You just kind of run in recklessly and you get lasso. That's one way to do it. I mean, obviously he has a pipe and everything, so he felt comfortable. But with the lasso initiation, that was just well played by Jonas, picking up on it, figuring, hey, you're a little too cocky there.
Oh, for sure, you know. Perfect timing on Caster's Curse. Like, how did they get out there? Oh, that is definitely a way to get that done.
It's fun when your question is answered right away, right? So.
Right. Well, they fought back like almost immediately too, because they knew that Lasso was down. But you know, they're not fussed, baby. They're gonna walk away. They're gonna take their time, and while they're taking their time, it does look like Jo, you know, fixed up that Battle Fury now. So
finally. Classic 24.5-minute Battle Fury. Not ideal, but yeah, obviously.
Better late than never.
That's one way to put it. Doesn't have anything queued up yet. There's no way he doesn't go with BKB next, though, right?
He's gotta. He absolutely has to if he's trying to deal with this PA. It's just too hard otherwise. Or sorry, not the PA, the Tinker.
The Tinker on the other side,
Tinker. And plus just the lockdown, right? You've got the Rayfire Blast. You've got stuff coming out from the Shadow Demon. It's just very, very difficult.
Wraith King running around in the Radiant jungle. Bottom, you see Eternal Envy going for that 25-minute boundary rune. Well, he got it. That's the good news.
He did.
Bad news is he dies.
He's getting so close to that Blink Dagger break. That's going to be heartbreaking, right? Ooh, top lane looks like Crystal Maiden and Z-Freak just sliced into pieces.
gets the bounty meter right in front of him, too. That's unfortunate for Z-Freak.
Definitely, definitely.
But yeah, Frost
Feels
moving
bad,
around.
man.
Frost, by the way, he's going to MKB next. This is, you know, Echo Saber, Armlet, Blink. This is just a nice starting items to have, of course, for him. But you throw an MKB on top of that. His damage already with the crits and whatnot. Dear God. Yes, they're dealing good magic from Tinker, but that physical will be real. Middle, lasso in, they catch Snaking once again. He's not gonna have a buyback. 75 seconds he's dead for, and now the opening absolutely here for TFT.
That's gonna be it's gonna be a tower here at the very, very least, if not more, because they really need to stay alive during that. Crystal Maiden is back up, but they still have that Aegis up online. Well, that's a pretty nice crit though that just came out over here onto Jesse, but.
Yeah, he has an Aegis. Something tells me he almost just wants to die. And no, he's going to actually try to TP out.
Yeah, these a hand of God, too, to just ensure that he can just get himself out, come right back in, start spamming. Again, that's the tower that's taken down here. A couple slides coming through. Do manage to pop that Lincoln, so over on Limp. Envy going for it. He's literally running in the poor man's way of doing it. It doesn't even matter. He's just evaporated.
Blink's a good item on Axe.
Indeed it is. I mean, he was hopeful. He walked in there. Oh, the jump forward again. We'll be able to dodge it again. And now it looks like Tessie, and for a little bit of trouble, still does have, you know, that Aegis, and it's a nice save that came out. It's going to be reclaimed in 10
seconds. Oh,
he's out. He's out, baby.
He just got
gone.
used. Okay. I was going to say 10 more seconds, that actually gets reclaimed. So that's probably good, honestly, that he dies right there. That was a really close call. But either way, you know, he's back up, full life, full mana, good to go. Give credit to compLexity in the sense they didn't lose a Rax right there. Yeah. Considering how bad that was looking, losing their Necrophos right off the bat. So that's
but this is scary.
positive.
Now we got a sheep stick online for Tinker.
Yeah, going the Scythe route, and especially with this far ahead, more locked in against heroes like Ember Spirit specifically is, of course, great. So it makes sense. Yeah, outside of the, I guess, well, they have a Wraithfire Blast too, and they have Chen Creeps, but now with the Scythe on top of it, this Ember Spirit's not going to be nearly as slippery, it goes without saying. It does have a Linken's, so a way to help deal with said abilities, specifically the Lasso, which you've already seen. But you know what? Jonas Japan's like, all right, you're gonna get a Linken's. I'll just jump your Necrophos, and as long as you don't put it on him, you know, we're good to go here. So. Yeah,
that's rough. That's definitely rough here. And they're taking down some of these shrines right now, too, very focused on these objectives. And you're actually seeing, you know, some of these guys trying to farm up. Oh, there it is, there it is. Oh, Jo, you're in so much trouble. Run, little piggy, doesn't matter. Frost is there, and he's making bacon.
I love it. Making the bacon indeed. 40 more seconds before he's going to be back up. Of course, that BKB, yet again, being delayed now. Has the Ogre Axe, but needs up plenty more, as that's a Scythe down here coming out from Chess. Who is he catching? That Z-Freak, I believe?
Yeah.
Mark just put out.
He's still alive, though.
Nice jukes, nice jukes. Does have a cloak to help mitigate some damage.
Oh, look at the Shadow Poison.
He's good.
Spot him out. Can he get him in time? No, he's not good, Breaky.
Destruction. That range. Just enough, and Z-Freak's dead. He tried, man. I mean, that cloak definitely a good item pick up, as well as, of course, the eventual Glimmer Cape, but not
They melted him so hard his hair fell off his model.
There comes that middle push now. Double damage rune on Wraith King. That should at least be the Rax kill, right? I mean, they still have a lasso. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they do.
Also so suspect, though. How'd he get in there? Again, you see that Limp goes in. He slides around just a little bit, but they really need something to hold him down. And Envy, he's working real hard for that Blink Dagger, but he doesn't have it yet, Berkey.
Man, I feel like every time I look at him, he has the same amount of gold. Just from the dying over and over again. And obviously, you have 3 cores that are all looking to get farmer on the map. So it's not, you know, I know we're giving him some crap throughout this game, but honestly, it's just where does he farm, right?
Uh-oh, look out, Snake King. This Lasso, they just love him for this target. They'll get the Wraithfire Blast off. He's got that Ghost Shroud. They need something that's going to be able to hold him into place, and they're going to go grab him. They've got the Yules. They're going to throw him up into the air. Chessie's standing nearby, throws out a little bit of damage, and you know what? It's just not good enough with that Blade Mail. I'm sorry.
TFT's just playing so well as a team right now, honestly. We're maybe giving some complexity, some slack here, but at the same time, TFT, they're looking good. 21-6 hero kill lead. Again, they're playing as a team. They've hit their marks as far as going in with certain item pickups, specifically on this Wraith King. The Blink Dagger, no doubt, on Jonas Japan. Playing Bat Rider is what really set this tempo. You look at complexity, meanwhile, they're smoked up. They're getting in that desperate situation now where they're just trying to find anything. Specifically, Tinker would be nice. But as we see, he's not anywhere up here, at least just yet. Of course, as we know, a Tinker could appear, but at least not yet.
You gotta be real sneaky and real patient if you know he's gonna be showing up again. And interesting to note, we don't see any Tinker Wards or anything like that either when they're going in for these potential ganks. But
good point, yeah. They don't have any up anywhere on the map.
Oh, it happened. It's finally happened, Berkey. Take a look at Eternal Envy.
He's got it.
Our boy. He got that blink dagger. Let's go. Let's see some plays here, Jackie.
Coming through now. Yeah, it's still, let's not overhype this at the same time.
Well, we've been hyping it up for so long. I feel like we got it,
Now that it's
we
completed.
got to give him his due, for
that's
sure.
Fair, that's fair.
We're still looking for that Roche, though, too, over here.
Roche going to be up in about just over a minute. So I wouldn't be surprised if TFT exactly. If they're waiting for that, they have a gem on Batrider, so he's just going around that vision game. Very difficult for complexity. Top lane.
Yeah, they're looking. They're looking.
Yeah, Phantom Assassin, of course, doing anything she can to try to get that BKB, but almost has a Mythril Hammer, still needs then the recipe on top of that, so it's not going to be coming very, very soon necessarily. Blink picked up by Ember Spirit, so Limp, excuse me, going the route of he wants to be able to get out quicker, just that more mobility in general.
Definitely, definitely. Take a look at the welcoming party sitting in the Roche pit there. Getting ready for a surprise party, yeah. Right, they're sitting waiting. Just a little peekaboo going on here in this mid lane between Frost and Ember, but he really can't do much against them, especially we've got the rest of the team sitting up over here on the high ground. And look at Jonas is already thinking about it. He's got that Firefly going. He's like, I dare you.
Well, he was setting up to catch the Remnant right there, it looked like. They kind of baited Limp a little bit, knowing that he was going to have to Remnant away, and it was pretty close, but does get away. You see Axe, where is he going? Axe is on a journey.
He's a man on a mission. He's out looking for a farm, right?
Probably, finding Tinker would be nice, but there is no one else nearby, so I suppose he's just trying to, find some kind of farm, which he's got now. He's found the Dire Jungle, one of the more safer places to farm at this point in the game, surprisingly enough.
Well, they do have some vision up, which helps, although it's clearly going to get ripped down as soon as the Batrider heads his way over. But, the Roche is up, though. They're ready. This is a party going on.
There's that Roshan. You have a level 20 Tinker now as well.
Oh, Envy.
Poor Envy. He just tried, damn it. He just tried. Level 20, though, has that Mark to Machine damage talent as a result. Back to Roshan. As you see, it is just about dead as well. Probably going to give it back. Will they give it back to Tinker? I guess so. We'll see if they do that. But either way, they're going to get an Aegis here. They're going to give it a Frost this time, actually. Tinker's not even there, so why not?
I mean, Frost is 8-0-5 right now. They're not scared. They're not scared. They're just going to throw his body, I'm guessing, at these buildings and let him go at it because he knows that they've got the protection of the rest of the team. You've got some nice saves coming out. You've got the Chen-Handed God. You've got the disruption coming out from Era. Do you get the BKB picked up over here on Jo finally? But I don't think it's a little too late. I don't know.
That seems to be the theme here for complexity this game, unfortunately. But, hey, at least having it 33 minutes in, it's still not the latest game ever. And Complexity's game plan now, especially, is no doubt we just got to delay things as much as we can.
How do you delay it, though? How do you delay it with these guys running at you? You've got 3 lives here over on your Wraith King. He's got his own huge army. Yeah, just jump forward. It says, hey, Z-Freak, what's up?
Yeah, why not? He's got an Aegis, has Reincarnate. It's not like he's worried.
How do you take this guy down? He's starting to become a raid boss here, and it's only 33 minutes into the game, Berkey.
He's just absorbing damage as much as he can, of course. So, let Tinker in the backline. She's going to beat down the tower.
Oh, the Batrider.
And catch Batrider. He has a lasso still has that gem as well. Not going to be enough of a catch, though. Yul's throwing up on him. Frost, he's getting low.
Well, the slow coming out, though. There's a jump forward.
Oh, nice get away from Limp, though, on that Ember Spirit again. He is a slippery hero playing that one, but now Nox, a.k.a. Frosty's back up. Axe having to walk it off. Not going to be in time, though. Era with the finishing blow on top of him. I guess the poisons did him in, and playing a very safe back-and-forth game as TFT. So they lose Hanskin on the backlines on Shen. You see the Aegis pop in there as well for Frost. Nice Glimmer Cape, though. He pops the cheese in his inventory, and they're going back on to Ember Spirit. He's been locked in place by the lasso. Nice breathing field, though. Getting Wraith King held in place. They take over Jonas Fan with the Reaper Scythe. But this is actually looking decent for Complexity. They're going to lose the Crystal Maid into Frost, but in the back lines, trying to jump on others as Frosty comes in, though. Tinker in the distance, keeping his distance on Chessie. The BKB's worn off, and now TFT fighting back again.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, they burned through the 2 lives over here on the Wraith King, but that 3rd one, he was still alive and kicking. They still managed to get off, quite a few spells. But Complexity, they'll hold. They'll hold. Still feels very, very sketchy.
Hey, they're still in it. They gain a little bit of net worth, so honestly, it's not the worst thing ever for Complexity. It really isn't. And it was only Crystal Maiden, I believe, that popped back, right? Yeah. Looking at that there. And this is also another window now. You don't have an Aegis to worry about.
Right.
Next bit of time here, so it's more time now in the sense of complexity to make up.
Did they get themselves a gem, too, after all said and done? I thought it was on the ground.
It looks like there was one on Ember Spirit, and it was originally on some fans, so they did. That's just more value even for complexity, no doubt. They get out of that.
And I just noticed, too, take a look at Tinker. Take a look at his items that he's just picked up. Where did he go?
Did he just get? Well, he has an Aeon disc.
He's got the Aeon disc.
Okay, yeah, he had them in the previous fight. I don't know if it was procced or not. It might have been, but either way, 3,100 gold saved up on top of that, as you say.
I like this. That's going to be hard to take him down. It's already very difficult to take down Frost as well. And like I said, they've got a lot of really nice saves to kind of keep these fights going. They play around these cooldowns.
Abyssal Blade just finished on Wraith King, so yet even more lockdown that they have to take advantage of. And of course, he can jump in Wraithfire Blast off the Lincoln Sphere now, and Abyssal Blade on top of that. Or vice versa, whatever makes more sense. Point is, continues to be even scarier.
This is one of those heroes that as it gets later and later, especially if they're having a great game, very, very scary.
And that level 25 talent, too, the reincarnation with the Wraithfire Blast, it becomes that bomb in a sense where he really doesn't care about running in and dying. It's almost like helpful.
It's like a Ravage almost. Like
it can be, yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. You got to be so careful about your positioning.
Middle lane complexity finding themselves having to defend once again, at least as much as they can. Try to push out the lane. Of course, Shadow Poisons from Shadow Demon, making that a little difficult. Does have the 15 talent to increase that damage. Wouldn't be surprised if he also goes to level 20 for the cooldown reduction. More poison spam. So that's the other thing. I mean, they have Tinker, which is amazing for wave clear already, but yeah, Shadow Poisons definitely do work. Lasso in, they catch Necro Falls and burst him down. He does have a buyback. That's a gem on the ground, though, which they'll snatch up here.
Man, Snake has just been so unlucky. He just does a little bit too far, and this Batrider constantly just waiting for that moment. He's hungry. He's ready to jump back in. In fact, oh, Envy, he just gets sliced up. Look at him. There's going to be the buyback coming out from Snake. Snake's running forward here. They're trying to chase him up. Oh, that's a big crit that came out over on this Chen. They're still hungry. They're going to try to get arrow. They're going to be able to finish him off. Chessie now, and for some trouble, going to try to run out as well. And there's still a Wraith King over here, just hanging out, hitting things in the base. The Blink comes forward here out of Jo. Still going to try to run back, but they've got that Hex up and running over here on Snake. He just bought back. He can't afford to die break. There's the Abyssal coming out now. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone for 100 good seconds right here. Reincarnate's still ready to go for Wraith King as well. So again, it looked a little dangerous there for TFT for a second. The split, Z-Freak did a great job of distracting Frost for most of that, and they were able to get on top of Chessie, but he got a great blink off with that rearm and eventually bought his distance. Of course, the Aeon Disc proc coming into play. That's another thing, though, to keep in mind, too. Complexity, they have that RNG in a sense, the coup de grace from Phantom Assassin. As far as some big crits coming out, we saw that last fight, he basically one-shot Chen, it looked like, in the back line.
Yeah, there was a Chen there.
It used to be, yeah. Disappeared. He's
I
back
don't know
up
where he went.
He's back up and good to go now, at least. But another example of TFT is having trouble finishing this game in a lot of ways. So I'm not going to sit here and say complexity all of a sudden in a good spot as we see a jump middle lane, but nice Glimmer Cake. Z-Freak, man.
And even gets the Dior, too. Where's the Crystal Maiden taunt, man? That's your moment. Uh-oh. Looks like Envy might be in trouble. Doesn't manage to track the Batrider's going to be able to drag him back with the last of the follow-up. Turn him into a little piggy. Frost comes forward, and Chessie gets the killing blow.
The two are dead currently. You're still waiting on Necrophos to be up in 25 seconds.
That's big. You get an objective off of this, don't you?
Well, they're going to try, but we've said that before. And to be fair, Complexity's been holding now without their axe to jump with the Blink Dagger. Maybe a little different story, but... And even when Necrophos is up, I mean, well, I guess Lasso's still on cooldown for 30 seconds. So they have a little window here, does Complexity, that is, to maybe try to defense, but...
I love how they just keep making these illusions of the Wraith King and sending them in, because he just does enough damage anyway. So got the Skelly Men going through. You've got all this March that's going to be able to keep some distance, make it so they don't want to jump forward. To use a smoke coming out here, and you've got the Batriders already got that Firefly going. It's about half duration right now. He's looking for an opening. Finds Jo. Jo finds him, though. Oh, no. Joseph trying to run himself back in. Nagato's going to come out. Oh, but that's a big crit. And that's a sight. See you later, Batrider. But there's a jump in again. They're going to chase after. Here, Jo. Jo's got that BKB popped. He's going to jump forward. He's going to try to get that kill. He gets Jesse. And now they're going to chase after here. Over on Frost. That's light coming around here. Lem trying to run himself out. All these buybacks are coming out, and they're just being held into place. They're being kited a little bit here. Hex will come out, though, over here, and then we'll be able to finally take down Z-Freak, and they found themselves one more friend. That's going to be the end of Envy.
Yeah.
And Frost sitting at 50 hit points after all is said and done breaking.
He still has Reincarnate anyways, but both Tinker as well as Batrider had to buy back there. So TFT was kind of all in a lot of ways, but it was for good reason. They were very confident they were going to come out on top of that fight. They knew that complexity, blew everything at once in the beginning, got a couple crits sure from Phantom Assassin, especially on the Batrider to do him in, but now with all those cooldowns kicking in, they feel confident. They push the bottom lane, and they're going for the finish here as TFT, that is, against complexity to jump in, but now Jail's in a horrible spot himself. He goes down. Has a buyback, but it's just him and the Ember Spirit. That's a tough ask.
I don't know. This is not looking good for the side of complexity here, Breaky. I hate to say it, but they're just playing so fast and furious right now. They know what they want. They've got their eyes on the prize. Frost isn't oh, look at Frost. He just jumps forward immediately over onto Jail. They just take him down immediately. Limp trying to fight his way up here with Frost. He just cannot do it. There's too much damage. He's too strong.
Miss this. That MKB, of course, more logic to it there against the Phantom Assassin coming into play. Against that evasion. Again, TFT going cutthroat. The reincarnation going to be popping. There's that level 25. Limp goes down.
The illusion.
Yeah, illusion finishing him too. GGs are called, and that'll do it for game number 1.
Oh
Kick things off here at the WSOE. It's TFT, the final tribe, taking out complexity in the group stages. And Moxie, these are best of ones, to remind once again. So every game that much more amplified in terms of what it means with the results.
I mean, that was a pretty great game. We had a 41-minute game coming out here from the final tribe here, and I'm having fun. This has been a hype way to start our day.
It has been. I mean, the final tribe, obviously, feeling pretty good about that one. There's still work to be done, but now 1-0. Complexity finding themselves on the other side at 0-1. What did our desk think about that game?
Well, thank you very much, Nick. Yeah, what indeed did we think about it? The first thing I'm going to say is what I think about it is Cap, been insufferable the entire rehearsal. I mean, seriously.
It's going to be okay.
Don't worry. Look, guys, I don't know how many DotA events I'm going to get to do, so I'm just going to give it to you real, okay? This guy came in a rehearsal, demanding all these special stuff. All the other talent's great. Like, I love this guy.
I'm just happy to be here.
And he's just like, listen, Richard, you shouldn't even be doing DotA. You don't know what you're talking about. Complexity are going to win. I know what I'm the big star here. Well, your prediction's looking pretty terrible right now, Cap, and I couldn't be happier, honestly.
Richard, I did not expect, I knew with you being the panel and host and everything, I expected a lot of bullshit to be going around. I just didn't expect you were going to just heap it on. I feel like we're in the farm. You're just shoveling the manure on top of this one.
This is outrageous. I can't believe you would say that.